Hello, Ryan. Hi, Sandra. Hey, Alejandra.
Hello, everyone.
Good to see you. Nice to see you on a Wednesday again.
I'm trying very hard. Yeah. And actually, I don't have any electricity now, so I'll hope my batteries will last. But so happy to see everyone.
Well, we have a thunderstorm coming on tonight, so let's hope that we all last.
Okay, so it's 7 o'clock, so let's get started. First by setting our motivation for doing the practice. We can rejoice that we are in the month of Sakadawa, and when the merit is multiplied quite a bit. And so whatever we do, whatever we read, by participating in this teaching, we accumulate quite a bit of merit. And so we can do this for all sentient beings, those who are on the prayer list, especially those who are suffering from various diseases, conflicts, wars, and so forth. So I'm going to begin by sharing the screen. King of Prayers, the extraordinary aspiration of the practice of Samantabhadra. Samantabhadra Karya Pranidhana Raja. Pakpa Zampo Chepe Minlam Gi Gyalpo. I bow down to the youthful Arya Manjushri. You lions among humans, gone to freedom in the present, past, and future, in the worlds of 10 directions, to all of you with body, speech, and sincere mind, I bow down. With the energy of aspiration for the Bodhisattva way, with a sense of deep respect, and with as many bodies as atoms of the world, to all you Buddhas visualized as real, I bow down. On every atom are Buddhas, numberless as atoms, each amidst a host of Bodhisattvas, and I am confident the sphere of all phenomena is entirely filled with Buddhas in this way. With infinite oceans of praise for you and oceans of sound from the aspects of my voice, I sing the breathtaking excellence of Buddhas and celebrate all of you gone to bliss. Beautiful flowers and regal garlands, sweet music, scented oils and parasols, sparkling lights and sublime incense, I offer to you, victorious ones. Fine dress and fragrant perfume, sandalwood powder, heaped high as Mount Meru, all wondrous offerings in spectacular array, I offer to you, victorious ones. With transcendent offerings, peerless and vast, with profound admiration for all the Buddhas, with strength of conviction in the Bodhisattva way, I offer and bow down to all victorious ones. Every harmful action I have done with my body, speech, and mind, overwhelmed by attachment, anger, and confusion, all these I openly lay before you. I lift up my heart and rejoice in all positive potential of the Buddhas and Bodhisattvas in 10 directions, of solitary realizers, here still training, and those beyond, and of all ordinary beings. You who are the bright lights of the worlds in 10 directions, who have attained a Buddha's omniscience through the stages of awakening, all you who are my guides, please turn the supreme wheel of Dharma. With palms together, I earnestly request, you who may actualize Parinirvana, please stay with us for eons, numberless as atoms of the world, for the happiness and well-being of all wanderers in samsara. Whatever slight positive potential I may have created by paying homage, offering, and acknowledging my faults, rejoicing and trusting that the Buddhas stay and teach, I now dedicate all this for full awakening. May you Buddhas now living in the worlds of 10 directions, and all you gone to freedom in the past accept my offerings. May those not yet arisen quickly perfect their minds, awakening as fully enlightened ones. May all worlds in 10 directions be entirely pure and vast. May they be filled with bodhisattvas, surrounding Buddhas gathered beneath a Bodhi tree. May as many beings as exist in 10 directions be always well and happy. May all samsaric beings live in accord with the Dharma, and may their every Dharma wish be fulfilled. Remembering my past lives and all varieties of existence, may I practice the Bodhisattva way, and thus in each cycle of death, migration, and birth, may I always abandon the householder's life. Then, following the footsteps of all the Buddhas and perfecting the practice of a Bodhisattva, may I always act without error or compromise, with ethical discipline, faultless and pure. May I teach the Dharma in the language of gods, in every language of spirits and nagas, of humans and of demons, and the voice of every form of being. May I be gentle-minded, cultivating the 6 paramitas, and never forget bodhicitta. May I completely cleanse without omission every negativity and all that obscures this awakening mind. May I traverse all my lives in the world free of karma, afflictions, and interfering forces, just as the lotus blossom is undisturbed by the water's wave, just as the sun and moon move unhindered through the sky. May I ease the suffering in the lower realms and in the many directions and dimensions of the universe. May I guide all wanderers in samsara to the pure bliss of awakening and be of worldly benefit to them as well. May I practice constantly for eons to come, perfecting the activities of awakening, acting in harmony with the various dispositions of beings, showing the ways of a bodhisattva. May I always have the friendship of those whose path is like mine, and with body, words, and also mind, may we practice together the same aspirations and activities. May I always meet a spiritual mentor and never displease that excellent friend who deeply wishes to help me and expertly teaches the Bodhisattva way. May I always directly see the Buddhas, masters encircled by Bodhisattvas, and without pause or discouragement for eons to come, may I make extensive offerings to them. May I hold within me the Buddha's genuine Dharma, illuminate everywhere the teachings that awaken, embody the realizations of a bodhisattva, and practice ardently in all future eons. While circling through all states of existence, may become an endless treasure of good qualities, skillful means, wisdom, samadhi, and liberating stabilizations, gathering limitless, pristine wisdom and positive potential. On one atom I shall see Buddha fields symbolized as atoms, inconceivable Buddhas among bodhisattvas in every field, practicing the activities of awakening. Perceiving this in all directions, I dive into an ocean of Buddha fields, each an ocean of 3 times Buddhas in the space of a wisp of hair. So I too will practice for an ocean of eons. Thus I am continually immersed in the speech of the Buddhas, expression that reveals an ocean of qualities in one word, the completely pure eloquence of all the Buddhas, communication suited to the varied tendency of beings. With strengths of understanding, I plunge into the infinite enlightened speech of the Dharma, of all Buddhas and 3 times gone to freedom, who continually turn the wheel of Dharma methods. I shall experience in one moment such vast activity of all future eons, and I will enter into all eons of the 3 times in but a fraction of a second. In one instant, I shall see all those awakened beings, past, present, and future lions among humans, and with the power of the illusion-like stabilization, I will constantly engage in their inconceivable activity. I shall manifest upon one single atom the array of pure lands, present, past, and future. Likewise, I shall enter the array of pure Buddha fields in every direction without exception. I shall enter the very presence of all my guides, those lights of this world who are yet to appear, those sequentially turning the wheels of complete awakening, those who reveal nirvana, final, perfect peace. May I achieve the power of swift magical emanation, the power to lead to the great vehicle through every approach, the power of always beneficial activity, the power of love pervading all realms, the power of all surpassing positive potential, the power of supreme knowledge unobstructed by discrimination, and through the powers of wisdom, skillful means, and samadhi, may I achieve the perfect power of awakening. This is the last stanza of the Geshe taught on page 8, and now we'll start with 38, which is the next to the last stanza on page 38. Purifying the power of all contaminated actions, crushing the power of disturbing emotions at their root, diffusing the power of interfering forces, I shall perfect the power of the Bodhisattva practice. May I purify an ocean of worlds, may I free an ocean of beings, may I clearly see an ocean of Dharma, may I realize an ocean of pristine wisdom. May I purify an ocean of activities. May I fulfill an ocean of aspirations. May I make offerings to an ocean of Buddhas. May I practice without discouragement for an ocean of eons. To awaken fully through this Bodhisattva way, I shall fulfill without exception all the diverse aspirations of the awakening practice of all Buddhas gone to freedom in the 3 times everywhere. In order to practice exactly as the wise one calls Samantabhadra, all-embracing good, the elder brothers or sons and daughters of the Buddhas, I completely dedicate all this goodness. Likewise, may I dedicate just as the skillful Samantabhadra, with pure body, speech, and mind, pure actions, and pure Buddha fields. I shall give rise to the aspirations of Manjushri for this Bodhisattva practice of all-embracing good, to perfect these practices without discouragement or pause in all future eons. May my pure activities be endless, my good qualities boundless, and through abiding in immeasurable activity, may I actualize infinite emanations. Limitless is the end of space. Likewise, limitless are living beings, thus limitless are karma and afflictions. May my aspirations reach be limitless as well. One may offer to the Buddhas all wealth and adornments of infinite worlds in 10 directions, and one may offer during eons numberless as atoms of the world, even the greatest happiness of gods and humans. But whoever hears this extraordinary aspiration and longing for highest awakening gives rise to faith just once, creates far more precious positive potential. Those who make this heartfelt aspiration for the Bodhisattva way will be free of all lower rebirths, free of harmful companions, and will quickly see Amitabha, infinite light. And even in this very human life, they will be nourished by happiness and have all conducive circumstances. Without waiting long, they will become like Samantabhadra himself. Those who give voice to this extraordinary aspiration will quickly and completely purify the 5 boundless harmful actions created under the power of ignorance. Blessed with supreme knowledge, excellent body, family, attributes, and appearance, they will be invincible to vast interfering forces and misleading teachers, and all the 3 worlds will make offerings. Going quickly to the noble Bodhi tree and sitting there to benefit sentient beings, subduing all interfering forces, they will fully awaken and turn the great wheel of Dharma. Have no doubt that complete awakening is the fully ripened result, comprehended only by a Buddha, of holding in mind by teaching, reading, or reciting this aspiration of the Bodhisattva practice. In order to train just like the hero Manjushri who knows reality as it is, and just like Samantabhadra as well, I completely dedicate all this goodness just as they did. With that dedication, which is praised as greatest, by all the Buddhas gone to freedom in the 3 times, I too dedicate all my roots of goodness for the attainments of the Bodhisattva practice. When the moment of my death arrives, by eliminating all obscurations and directly perceiving Amitabha, may I go immediately to Sukhavati, pure land of great joy. Having gone to Sukhavati, may I actualize the meaning of these aspirations, fulfilling them all without exception for the benefit of beings for as long as this world endures. Born from an extremely beautiful superlative lotus, and this joyful land, the Buddha's magnificent mandala, may receive a prediction of my awakening directly from the Buddha Amitabha. Having received a prediction there, may I create vast benefit for beings throughout the 10 directions with 1 billion emanations by the power of wisdom. Even the small virtue I have accumulated by offering this prayer of the Bodhisattva practice, may all positive aspirations of beings be fulfilled in an instant. Through creating limitless positive potentials, by dedicating this prayer of Samantabhadra's deeds, may all beings drowning in this torrent of suffering enter the presence of Amitabha. Through this king of aspirations, which is the greatest of the sublime, helping infinite wanderers in samsara, to the accomplishments of this scripture dazzling with Samantabhadra's practice, may suffering realms be utterly emptied of all beings. Now let's do the preliminary prayers, starting with the short mandala offering. This ground anointed with perfume, strewn with flowers, adorned Mameru for continents, the sun and the moon. I imagine this is the Buddha field and offer it. May all living beings enjoy this pure land. O holy and perfect pure Lama, from the clouds of compassion that form in the skies of your Dharmakaya wisdom, Please release a rain of vast and profound dharma precisely in accordance with the needs of those to be trained. Idam Guru Ratamandalakam Niryatayami. The Refuge of Bodhicitta prayer. I go for refuge until I'm enlightened. To the Buddha, the Dharma, and the Supreme Assembly. By the merits I curate through listening to the Dharma, may I become a Buddha in order to benefit all sentient beings. I go for refuge until I'm enlightened. To the Buddha, the Dharma, and the Supreme Assembly. By the merits I create through listening to the Dharma, may I become a Buddha in order to benefit all sentient beings. I go for refuge until I am enlightened. To the Buddha, the Dharma, and the Supreme Assembly. By the merits I create through listening to the Dharma, may I become a Buddha in order to benefit all sentient beings.
Thank you, Lama La. I'm going to go ahead and take advantage of the pause while we, until Geshe, Geshe's here. Geshe, I don't think your mic is turned on.
Oh yeah. Sanje chetan soje chonam la chanjo par dani chazo dake chushi so namje dola penje sanje do karasho. Sanje chetan soje chonam la chanjo par dani chazo dake chushi jibe so namje dola penje sanje. Sanje chetan soje chonam la chanjo par dani chazo dake chushi jibe so namje dola penje sanje no sho. Lamrim na miyaji omodo jajela do cheche chonga sanje sura rabdo shijin deven jujo. Dida waje tambe chunye neje she namola ikada tuda neje jamana name. Dowa bunje nona cheza ba tamje kedo dake chete to kange tuze nyeso ne tawa tambe bombe. Tambe chunye tenze ba kodam de la chotse. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Good evening. Venerable Hamullah. Good evening, Domasi. Good evening, Yeshua. Good evening, Michael. Good evening, Mary. So Mary and we met in Nepal long time ago. So good evening, Jeffifer, Tashi Gelek, Sandra, Alexander. Good evening, Ryan. Good evening, Chetan, Alexander, Chetan. How are you?
I'm fine, Geshe. Thank you.
Good evening, Cameron, Carmen. Good evening, Jill. Good evening, Julie. Good evening, Nicole. Good evening, Hen. How are you doing, Hen?
I'm not doing that well, Kisela. The wound open, the wound open.
Oh.
Yeah, so I see the doctor on Thursday.
Oh.
Yeah.
You have treatment again in Thursday?
Yes, I'm taking the medicine every day, but the cut is open again. Yes.
Yeah.
No worry, Kisela. I will be better. Yes. Yeah. Thank you, Kisela.
Recite Medicine Buddha mantra. So when you take medication, recite the Medicine Buddha few below. When you drink, and recite Medicine Buddha mantra. So whenever you can, okay?
Yeah.
Medicine Buddha mantra.
Oh, thank you, Kisela.
So then I will pray for you, your health.
Yeah.
And I'm trying every day. Good evening, Karen. Good evening, David. Oh, yeah. Welcome back to class. So last Wednesday, I explained the sixth power. So today, the section is called Aspiration for Antidote. Aspiration for Antidote. Power of karma, power of delusions, and power of deed, gentle deed. So this is a little new digital. Then that okay. So first one is power of karma, power of delusions, then power of you could say evil or Mara, or I'm not sure which word you prefer, Mara or evil. So then power of deed. And of course I will explain. Okay. So the section is called the Aspiration for Antidote. Aspiration for Antidote. So here, the karma refers to negative one, not the positive, here, because this is like aspiration for antidote. The positive karma, we don't need antidote. For positive karma is good thing to have. Good evening, Joanna.
Good evening.
Yeah. Good evening, Michelle Hill. So anybody watching on YouTube, good evening too. Forgot to say. So now the question, what is karma? Karma is action. Nothing more, nothing less, actions. So physical, verbal, mental, these are, generally speaking, karma. So then negative speech will call negative karma, negative physical actions called negative karma, negative mental thought is called negative karma. So the positive is the positive. So in that regard, we do have choice, we do have control, we do have powers That's the good thing. It doesn't become, action doesn't become automated, it become positive or negative. It very much based on the motivation. So there's the power of action, the first one. So then here, the refers to the negative one, negative. So as a practitioner, every problem has solutions. That even though you feel that there's no solution, there is solutions. There are solutions. So now here, like I say, feeling bad is not the good things. Feeling bad, generally speaking, is that we don't need that feeling. We don't need feeling. We need good feeling. We don't need bad feeling. Unless that you get some benefit by feeling bad, you get some benefit. What is the benefit? Benefit due to certain actions. You don't feel bad by nothing. No, we feel bad because of something, and we don't feel bad because something good. Well, sometimes we do probably. That's probably not good. Good things. Sometimes, or maybe I overgive. Maybe I should give $1. Maybe I only give $10. That's a little bit too much. So we do feel bad for something positive. So then also that becomes negative too. So anyway, feeling bad unless you get some benefit. So then that could produce something positive, maybe like the benefit is like maybe preventing that very actions that you are feeling bad, not to repeat that again. That's the benefit. Otherwise, there's zero benefit. There's no benefit at all. There's zero benefit. There's the very reason the Shakyamuni Buddha, the taught Four Noble Truth. The first truth is truth of suffering. Why? Because we are not thinking just about the suffering, nature of suffering. We are thinking about the downside of suffering. We are not just thinking about suffering. We are thinking about the downside of suffering. That's also, again, if there's some benefit, there must be benefit. If you are getting some benefit, then there's the right thing to do. If you are not getting any benefit, it's just making you feel bad and worse, then there's zero benefit. There's no point. So, what as a practitioner, what we're trying to do when we feel bad, when there's bad feeling, so we are, as a practitioner, you're trying to overcome from that feeling. So there's ways to do. You don't just need to sit back and think continuously, feel bad. That's not the best. So you can overcome. You can be liberated from that feeling. You can overcome from that feeling. How? There's no certain instructions how to do that. If you fell down on the ground, the very ground that you fell down, you have to stand up, leaning on that, using that ground, very ground that you fell down, and you need to use that ground, you need to use that ground to get up. That's more like power of dependence. Here, usually, generally speaking, refers to some kind of holy object that you are trying to purify your karma, trying to purify. So they usually, generally speaking, refers to the holy object. So there's a power that's called power of dependence. But now this, for the sake of knowledge, power of dependence. Could be Shakyamuni Buddha, could be Tara, could be Manjushri, could be Lama Tsongkhapa, can be all kinds of things sitting in front of that. So then, how is it? The primary motivation is to overcome from that feeling, or that's the primary motivation. So then, among those four power or four antidote, four power, first one's power of dependence. The second most important one is regret, not guilt, regret, no guilt, regret. Why? Not just you, nobody's perfect. Everybody makes mistakes. We don't make mistakes 24 hours, 7 days a week. We do make mistakes here and there. Everybody makes mistakes. I think we are continuously making mistakes till we liberate it. So we have to accept that fact. We have to accept. You can, it's like, here, there's no perfection. There's no perfections. There's no perfection. We are trying to be perfect, but there's no perfections. We are trying all our best. We are trying all our best, best. For the sake of our own life, sake of our own life. So regret. Not just the regret has to be a very strong one, not just regret, very strong one. So you experience, probably I experience, we all experience some point in our life, we experience that strong form of regret. We all did probably, may not remember, but we all did experience very strong regret. That kind of regret is necessary in order to prevent the same actions, So, so then, some kind of commitment not to repeat, some kind of commitment not to repeat. So now it comes down to the antidote, power antidote. Meditating on bodhicitta, meditating on loving kindness, meditating on for immeasurable, meditating on shunyata, the best. Or meditating on Lamrim, reciting Tara mantra, reciting any kind of mantra, reciting Vajrasattva mantra. There are many. Every problem, there's solutions. So now the question is how you take that solutions seriously. That's up to us. It's not like, there's no solutions. If you do something bad, you are bad. That's ignorance. That's pure ignorance. So then this is the so this four power needs to be remembered whenever you're trying to purify or clean your conscience. These four powers needed, very much needed, in order you to overcome or liberate from that feeling. It's very much needed. That we are fully equipped and fully capable to do that. It's not like, it's impossible. It is very possible. If you say, it's impossible, that's ignorance. There's not wisdom. That's ignorance. There's no wisdom. So when to purify? Right away. Cannot afford to wait. Why? Because you don't need any bad feeling. That's why. You don't need any bad feeling. Cannot afford to wait. You need to purify right away. Purify right away. Oh, I'm not going to clean because tomorrow I'm going to eat. So there will be another dirty dish. So today I'm not going to clean. Eventually your sink will fill with the dirty dish. Is that what you like to do? No, Yeah, so you use, then you clean. Of course, when you use again, then it becomes dirty, then you clean again. So then continuously clean, like that, So then be more mindful and eventually become better. Eventually it become better, like eventually become. So that's the power of like karma or antidote. If all the four power is not about how long, like it's not about that. Could be minute, could be 2 minutes, could be just 5 minutes, could be very short, but being there 100%, 100%. If all the four power is there, so that the power of karma can be diminished, can be completely purified, can be completely purified. So there's like some praise in Buddhism, not in like, in Buddhism, like in Dharma language, there's some praise we use. Lo ning tang sum, lo. Lo is like, maybe just like lung. Ning is heart, tongue is chest. So that lo ning tang sum means like, that's like full attention. Like these are the vital organ in our body, heart, lung, the chest kind of protects all this organ. These are critical part of the human life. What that meaning is paying attention through heart, chest, lung, what they really means to giving ourselves 100%. So it means not just from brain, from heart. Need to say it from heart. Oh, so that's what it means. So then, if all the four antidote is there, you regret and power of dependence could be holy object. Generally speaking, could be the person that you have like issues, you had issues, you have been having issues, or maybe you said something that you feel bad, that I should not say. Feel bad means you feel regret. Just that purifies, believe it or not, just that purifies. The moment you regret towards something negative, it purifies. Regretting towards something positive, that's become negative. Regret can be both, can be positive, can be negative. Negative, regretting towards something positive, that become negative. Regretting towards something negative, that regret become positive. So see now, much better choice than guilt, much better choice than guilt, regret. So we are all equipped and we are all capable to how you say, to practice all these four powers. It's not just impossible, it's very possible. It's very possible. Could be like very short, could be just minute, When to purify? Right away. Cannot afford to wait. Why? Because you are going to feel bad. When you feel bad, that's no good. That's no good. Then more like you are probably think something negative, something negative. So when you feel good, maybe more like you will think something good. So the feeling good is very much needed in order to achieve moksha, liberation, fully enlightenment. The feeling, good feeling is very much needed. The bad feeling needs to go sooner or later. So that's why when? Right away, cannot wait. So then if that four power is there, so no matter what kind of actions, negative actions, can be purified. Oh. On the other hand, we don't have to drown with our actions. We can be float. We we can be float. We don't have to drown ourselves with our actions. We can be float, you know. As I mentioned, this piece of aluminum, when you throw in the water, it will sink. But if you use some skill, some wisdom, so that same weight, same piece of aluminum, if you make it flat, it will flow, it will float, it won't sink. In Lamrim teaching that use that example, what that indicate? It indicate if you purify, you will not sink with your actions. If you don't purify, then you will probably sink. Oh, so this is very important. So there's a lot of blaming game going around, a lot of blaming game going around. I think lack of, or maybe not having a faith that you can purify, you can do better. Maybe not having a faith in yourself that you can do better, you know. So, or maybe not understanding the purification practice, how to purify. This is very important. Otherwise, this blame game, blaming yourself, blaming somebody else, that goes, you know, probably round and round and round and round. So purify, okay? So purification, that's the power of karma can be destroyed by there's four power, four power that's very much needed whenever you want to purify, basis on meditations, review meditation of Lamrim, reciting refuge and bodhicitta prayer, reciting four immeasurable prayer, reciting mantra, reciting sutras, feeding a bird, helping poor people, any positive deeds, it will purify, it purifies. Any positive deeds that is considered as the power of antidote, any kind of positive deed, it becomes the power of antidote. So there are a number of them mentioned, like building a holy object, temples, holy object, statues, stupas, cleaning around the stupas on the holy object, you know. So then, of course, meditating on shunyata, reciting sutra, reciting mantra, these are all mentioned in the teachings. So is that all? No. Any positive deeds become the power of antidote. Any positive deed. And of course, motivation is needed. Why you are doing this positive deed? Because you want to purify that you are feeling better or something, okay? So that's the first one, power of like karma. So we do say Vajrasana mantra. Before we say the Vajrasana mantra, there's one stanza that we said. And how much are you convinced? Merely just remembering, just forget about saying the mantra, just remembering, that's what is exactly what it says. Kangi sensam temperature. Each and every, not just one, each and every. Not after like few days, after 1 hour, no, right away. The moment you remember, in that moment, each and every negative karma purifies. What is that? Buddha Vajrasana names, just mainly remembering. Are you convinced? Probably not. Probably not. Why we don't say? We are not convinced. We don't have faith. We don't have faith in the mantra that will purify. We don't say. So just that sense of temperature, if that's like, if that's the benefit, if that's the benefit, yeah, makes sense to say. How many? Doesn't matter. Doesn't matter. How many you can say? So the power of that conviction, faith into the mantra itself allows you to say, and when you finish saying the mantra, instead of you feeling bad, you feel good because of the power of conviction, faith into the purification practice. That is called blessing. You experience a blessing. So instead of feeling bad, you feel good. Otherwise, how you can tell? Feeling bad, way to overcome from feeling bad is generating feeling good, generating good feeling. Generating good feelings, that's the way to overcome from bad feeling. In the purification practice, do you feel bad? No, you feel good. When you feel good, you don't feel bad. So that means now you are overcome from bad feeling. So that means it's purified. Now it's already purified. So then, you know, when you like, so that's like, it has that much power, but we are not 100% convinced, not 100% convinced. Even like reciting longer version of Mahasada mantras, text like, if you do with as a recollection of the 4 powers, if you do it, it takes like 25 minutes. I'm saying 108, it takes 25 minutes. If you say just 3 or 7, it won't take 25 minutes. It takes very few minutes you can do. So now imagine just remembering the Buddha Vajrayana name, purify each and every negative karma. If that's the case, then can you imagine reciting the mantra itself? So all of us, we don't have to live our life with the bad feeling. We can overcome. So this is important, okay? So all my friends, it's important. And when we do purification practice, does that mean like that I'm never going to make any mistake? No. We will make mistake. But we learn. We don't have to live with that feeling. We learn. We don't have to live with that feeling that you can overcome. What do you learn? You learn you don't have to live with that feeling. Now you learn how to overcome that feeling. By feeling bad feeling, overcome that bad feeling by feeling good. You are not going to feel good by doing nothing. You probably feel good doing something. Yeah, that interesting. So that's that. Okay, that's the first one. Bad feeling. So all my friends, we have choice. We don't have to live our life with a bad feeling. We have choice. We have choice. We have choice. So that's what you learn when you learn in the purification practice, the 4 power. That's what you learn. Does that mean that you are not going to make ever mistake? That you are not going to ever make mistake again? No, you are going to probably make mistake. What you learn, so you learn that you don't have to live with that bad feeling. Okay, so that's important. So now the second one. Nimoto na kundu jumpas, nimomba jumsulas. temperature you so now there's like I don't think you need to know the details. So how to overcome what different kind of antidote you use in different paths. So this is probably no need to provide too much details. And how you do that, how you abandon the delusions based on Hinana path, Mahayana path, Tantrayana path. Probably have different method, but there's too much detail, probably no need to know. So 6 root delusions you can look up. Then 22 secondary delusions. So then you can study them. 6 root 6 root defilements. So then 22 secondary defilement. Something good to know if you just knowing them, then you know these are considered as unhealthy mind, unhealthy mind. If there's many of them there, if there's many of them are active, so then mind become unhealthy. So we are like trying to deactivate.
Yes, Nicholas, that's good.
There's no number to call. So in order to activate your critical, you have a certain number you can call, so they will activate your. So here, deactivate. So make sure there's less of them are active. So then to be mindful how they can be, activate. It all boils down on motivation, intentions. So there's many statements from Lama Atisha, so Lama Tsongkhapa, but there's many statements, Master Shantideva. So the root is poison, then everything, tree, the branch, flower, everything become poison. If the root is medicines, everything become medicines. So make sure that, less of them active, throughout the day. If there's more of them active, so then mind become unhealthy. Everything we have choice. So then, for example, like anger. What is the antidote? Patience. So now here, one important thing, Nimi mitas, the conditions that help to activate those delusions, the conditions, or maybe perceptions or thinking. There are certain thinking, certain perceptions, certain ideas activate, make those delusions active. So there's something to think about. Nimi mitas. First one, not seeing as a disturbance, not seeing as a disturbance, not seeing as a fault, not seeing as a fault. Not seeing as a fault. That's the first step. Then there's no will to overcome. There's no will to overcome. Second one, no will to overcome. Nimimida junde malo gakus. So then kind of like, you know, being pride, happy that you hurt someone quite badly. That like that, kind of like almost like become like kind of happy or joyful like that. Then the last one, shame and embarrassment. Shame and embarrassment. Shame looking someone or who doesn't know that I don't have to treat that person well, so that person doesn't have power, that other person doesn't have education, that person is not educated, that person has no power, no wealth, looking down on them, treating them unfairly. There's shame, that's called shame. Oh, I am so and so, I'm like, oh, I'm this and that. Oh, I have like this education, I have like that much wealth. Like using your own status, then looking down on treating someone unfairly, that's called embarrassment. That's called embarrassment. Using your own positions, educations, wealth, family name, race, whatever that might be, they're looking down, treating someone unfairly. So that's embarrassment. That's called embarrassment according to Buddhism. That's called embarrassment. Using somebody else who is poor, you know, have no power, you know, like they're like they can report people they're illegal, or so then treating them unfairly. That's shame. That's called shame. According to Buddhism, that's called shame. See the difference between Alexander, you understand? I see your nose is like tuning up.
Yeah, I'm a little confused about embarrassment. So maybe it's just because I'm not an English native speaker, but for me or for us, embarrassment is something when you are, you did something and then you feel like, how to say it? Yeah, you feel embarrassed about it, that you did it. It's almost like shame. So, but as I said, I'm not an English native speaker. Maybe I just translated totally wrong.
No.
So maybe
Alexander.
else can say something about it.
Yeah. You want to say something?
No, if English native speaker could, somebody else from the group could
maybe even the native speaker probably have no clue.
So for me, embarrassment and shame.
Yeah, maybe you can ask, you know, so the definition I'm giving here is in Buddhist teaching. It's not about English dictionary. It's not about language. So there's the definitions that you find in Buddhism. I'm not sure, like, please, one of you speak. One of Alexander is wondering, one of the native speakers, how you distinguish between embarrassment and shame.
I think Sandra has a good definition of embarrassment. Embarrassment and shame are pretty closely related in English. Embarrassment, does anybody else want to help clarify?
Well, I think,
oh, sorry, go ahead.
no, please.
Yeah, Julie.
So I think embarrassment is sometimes it doesn't mean you did something. Like if you fall down and trip and you're embarrassed that people see you do that, it wasn't because you did anything bad, right? Shame implies that you did something, you did an action that is regretful. embarrassment is a little bit different. You can be embarrassed about something that doesn't have any fault in it.
Yeah.
If you have something, here's a good one. If you have like you ate spinach, or because Geshe likes kale so much, so you ate like some kale. So Geshe ate some kale.
Julie is being sweet, very kind. Kelly is my enemy.
So you eat some kale and you get some stuck between your teeth. You might be embarrassed, and then you get on, a Zoom call and you smile and you have kale between your teeth. You might be embarrassed, but you're not ashamed.
Okay, yeah, I got it. Yeah.
Okay, so that Alexander, that's different. That's a little bit different than in Buddhism. Buddhism, there's like difference between shame and embarrassment, as I said. Shame in Buddhism, shame is like looking down, treating somebody unfairly or treating them badly based on what they don't have. They don't have money, they don't have power, they don't have education. Then looking down and treating them very badly, that's called shame in Buddhism. Embarrassment, I can do it because I have money, because I'm so and so, I have no educated, or I'm like so and so, I have education, I have money, so that's what I can do. I can, treat them badly, I can look down on them. So that's embarrassment. It has to do with actions. Yeah.
What is then the difference between, in Buddhism, arrogance and embarrassment? Is it?
No, arrogant. That's a good question. That's good questions. So, arrogance. So now the question is, what's the difference between arrogance and pride?
Oh.
Arrogant could be like, I'm the one, that's one. It's like feeling of like high. It's nothing to do with treating someone. Feeling of high. Embarrassment or treating someone unfairly and treating them badly because of your wealth or your education, your title. Pride is not necessarily you're doing something, but you just feel, okay, I'm the one. It doesn't have to do, always have to do to treating someone unfairly or looking down on someone. You just feel like, I'm the one. So you don't necessarily to, it doesn't have to happen actions. You just feel that, I'm the one because I'm German.
Okay, yeah. Okay, thank you.
Yeah.
Geshe, isn't shame and embarrassment virtuous mental factors?
Non-shame, non-embarrassment. That's the virtue. Shame and embarrassment is the opposite of shame. What's called no shame, no embarrassment. This is the virtues. That's out of like, I think that's like the part of the 11 types of virtues.
Of virtuous mental factors. Okay,
Yeah.
not shame,
11
it's non-shame. Okay.
Yeah, no, it needs to say non-shame, non-embarrassment.
Oh,
Otherwise, big problem.
okay,
Yeah.
I'll fix it.
Geshe, these are a little confusing to me because they both are about treating someone unfairly or badly, but what I'm hearing is that shame is treating somebody badly based on their qualities or not their qualities, but what they have. And
What they don't have.
what they
have.
don't have. An embarrassment is treating others badly because of my perception about myself, that I think that I have, that I have money and power.
Yeah,
Is that the right understanding?
yeah, that's correct understanding. That's how it's
Okay.
been explained. The reason, this reason is associated with the person that you're treating badly. One, that reason is associated with you, but you're treating treating badly. They're the same thing. You're treating unfairly, looking down on the same object, but using different reason.
Okay.
So that's according to Buddhist philosophy. So then otherwise, Julie said, you tip up, you just fell down. Yeah, people say, oh, I feel kind of embarrassed. I just fell down in front of a bunch of people. So you are not treating someone unfairly or like treating them badly. You just feel embarrassed. So that's how the word is being used in the native English-speaking country. That's how it's been used. I feel embarrassed because like a piece of rice stick here on my parts of my mouth. I kind of feel embarrassed. There's nothing to do with treating someone unfairly or treating someone badly. So that's how the word is being used in English-speaking country. So it's kind of shame the weather is very bad because you came to holiday. Now weather it's kind of shame the weather is raining. The people use, that's how this word has been used in the native speaking countries. So that usually, I think in our language, we never said that, oh, it's kind of shame the weather is not good. It doesn't make any sense at all. Doesn't make any sense. So it's always related to the beings. So anyway, so I think that's a little bit different, okay, different. So what else? So, okay, I'm talking about this. There are, like I say, not seeing as a fault. There's no will to overcome, and doing it happily, joyfully. So then, so basically, not seeing shame as something negative, not seeing embarrassment as something negative, and doing all of that. So then, that's how we activate delusions. Make sense? Identifying delusions and understanding how they arise and how you can stop them, how to stop them, that probably could be 4 different points. What is a delusion? If you don't know the delusions, then probably you don't know how they rise, how they will rise. You don't know how they rise, why they rise. There, I think there are a number of them in Lamrim. If you read the Lamrim, so you can see on this. So this there's delusion. So then the antidote, of course, anger, patience, jealousy, rejoice, pride, arrogant, practicing humility, being grounded, being rooted, being grounded, practicing humility. So probably, it's like a heart. It's probably hard. You are taught in very young age how to compete. Probably this much. Probably need to say, oh no, this much. Maybe probably not this much, but need to say this much. Otherwise, you may not pass the interview or job interview. So you need to say that you know more than probably you actually do. So then, so then when you go to East, you ask someone, in the beginning, people say, I don't know. Does that mean they really don't know? No, that doesn't mean they really don't know. They do know, but they don't want to admit they know, you know. And this is not criticism. I'm just talking about the fact, you know. Here, if you know this much, you probably need to say you know this much. That's considered something positive. That's what everybody does. So then, you know, maybe that's the probably way to get almost like become like custom. That, oh, I'm fluent in Tibetan. Actually, you are not really fluent in Tibetan, but you said you are fluent in Tibetan. Then when you talk, then you find out sooner than later, you are not really fluent in Tibetan, but you said, but you know what you can say, there's nothing you can say. Maybe university looking for someone who speaks fluent Tibetan, you said you are fluent in Tibetan, but you speak pretty good, but not fluently. You know, so they're like somebody, then that's why in Buddhism, when you say, oh, can you please teach me fasting, the Lama say, oh, I don't know. Does that mean they don't know? Maybe they do know. They are also wondering, are you serious or are you just curious or serious or just wondering? You know, if you're just wondering, probably whatever you're asking probably may not go to benefit, even though I tell you may not go to benefit because you are just wondering, because no, you are not very serious about making a pizza. You just say, oh, can you tell me how to make pizza? Maybe you are not really want to make pizza, you just ask, you know. So then second time, can you please teach me this? Okay, I will think about it. Then the word I don't know disappears. Then the second say, I will think about it. They clearly means the person do know. So then you ask again, so that kind of shows that you are serious. You are not just wondering. You just kind of shows that you are interested to learn. So then the person say, okay, so then person starts to. Otherwise, you will start, somebody invite to your house for like lunch or dinner. So then you say, oh, how you make this? What do you put there? Spicy? What kind of spicy? You put it there. People, we ask. That we really don't pay attention. Like people, they say, oh, I put this in this, and then goes here. We just ask. We don't really, like, you are not really serious about making the dish. We just ask. Maybe something to talk, I don't know. So, not just you, sorry, we. I say we do that. We do that. How you make it. So these are so then, you know, identifying or studying the delusions. So then studying how they rise, when they rise, why they rise. Lamrim, if you read Lamrim, so the Lama Tsongkhapa clearly explain, okay, it's important. Basically, whatever term you use, delusion, afflictions, these are all unhealthy thought. This is all unhealthy thought. Unhealthy thought. So that's what we're studying. We are studying how many unhealthy thought is listed. So then you are then you are aware how many of them there. At least then, you know. So then how they are been activated. So you are kind of then you are aware. Okay. Then there's the second part of the second one. We have a few minutes. Please, whenever you get time, please read the Lamrim. Probably Lamrim, great Lamrim is probably liberation in the palm of your hand, but more clear explanations. And there you read the section of the delusions, then you know how they rise, and how many of them there, how they rise, why they rise. These are all unhealthy thoughts. So now the third one, the second, third one, power of Mara or like interference, evil, whatever you call, digital. In Tibetan, it was called digitals. So now here, when you look at the Shakyamuni Buddha image, one hand is called hand, one of the hand Buddha is called earth touching hand gesture, earth touching hand gestures. So that's for the sake of knowledge. So that earth touching hand gestures indicate overpowering four maras. The first one, unhealthy thought, is considered as a mara. Unhealthy thought is considered as a mara. Nimumbidu. Delusion is considered as a mara. Nimumbidu. Pumbidu. Body, there's like aggregate is also considered mara. Because of that, aging, death, sickness all happens because of this. Without this, there will be no sickness, no aging, no death. That may be the reason why they call mara, pumbidu, nimumbidu, pumbidu. Chidagidu, so then I think the death is considered as also mara. So then there's like mara of a spirit. So that's maybe for you, maybe sounds more like myth. I'm not sure, like I think I don't know how to the best way to explain. So this last one, the mara of spirit or Oscillations or devas, mara of devas, deva, Sanskrit word deva, mara of devas, maybe I'll see how they translate it in here in the dictionary. Can you please bear 1 second? So if I can find they translate four devils, or four evil force. I like that one. Last time is about better. Four evil force. Four evil force. There was last one, the evil of. That's called evil of last one. That's I'm struggling to translate. That here they translated evil of the Son of God. Son of God. Evil of the Son of God. Small letter, G-O-D, small letter, God. That's probably literally translation of the word. It has specific name according to Lama Tsongkhapa's this is like very excellent text that Lama Tsongkhapa composed about its all main subjects, all about Shunyata, basis on four different like systems in Buddhism. Because of the refining goal something. Does that ring any bells? Refining gold something.
Geshe, is it the essence of refined gold?
Yeah, essence
That
of
text.
refining. Yeah, essence of refining
Refine.
gold. Yeah, refining. Refined.
Refined. Like
Refined.
already, yeah, refined.
Refined gold.
Essence.
In that text, this the evil of Son of God, that has specific name called Garab Ongchu. Garab Ongchu, that's the name. Or maybe sometimes it's called like lumière d'abord, means load of non-physical body, something like that. Load of non-physical body. So see, like, do you ever experience sometimes you just out of nothing? You could say out of nothing. I'm not sure, like that you get kind of irritated, like unhappy, kind of angry, like Do you ever experience that because you don't have any specific reason, you are just become unhappy, kind of just irritated for, or maybe like for like, I mean, like this negative thought activated, not specifically based on your actions, you are doing something, it's just activated out of blue. Does it ring any bells?
Mhm.
Sometimes like just get irritated. So that is the woke up. That is the woke up. This evil, the son of God. That's the woke up evil son of God. That's the woke up evil son of God. Or you are kind of meditating, all of a sudden you get like stressed or you get irritated. So that son of evil of God, so that's called Garang Ongju, or sometimes it's called Lume Dabu. So compared to his physical size, that Mara's physical size, our physical body is almost like non-existence. And he rules those world, he makes sure that nobody gets out of his control. So he tried to keep them under his control. So that's why whenever he sees somebody doing some practice, something, so they get just irritated. I think that's what probably happened, like when the Shiva, that in Hindu god Shiva, so one who has snake around his neck, for some is called Dejun or not Dejun. Anyway, so one time he's meditating in somewhere like Mount around somewhere Himalayan mountain near to Mount Everest or somewhere the holy mountain. Not Mount Everest, like do you remember the name, the holy mountain that people go around?
It's
Kailash, Geshe?
Oh, Kailash, oh, exactly, Kailash, the Hinduism, they believe that's where the Shiva is located. Shiva's like, how you say, palace or where that, then Buddhism also like considers a holy Kailash. Hindu also considers, Buddhism considers Kailash as holy because Milarepa did something there. So therefore that's considered a very holy place. Hinduism believes that's where the Shiva is palace or located somewhere there. So, but you can't really see, but has to have probably like some kind of pure mind. So anyway, so that's what I'm saying. For you, probably almost seems like myth. I'm not sure what the best way to explain. She was meditating, so then his wife, the Parvati, Parvati, I think like kind of attending and like assisting his retreat. And all of a sudden, in the middle out of blue, he got very angry. So then he's just wondering why I'm getting angry. Then he figured it out that son of Mara, son of God, evil son of God. They're called like arrow, but it's not really literally arrow. So there's like 5 poison arrow. It's called like 5 poison arrow, but it's not literal arrow. It's like one is called like arrow of attachment, arrow of anger. I don't remember all the names, the details, but so that it shoots, and when it shoots, it says it shoots, not literally shoots. That he like used this 5 arrows. As the core arrow is not literally arrow. So then you get, if he shoots like arrow of anger, you just get angry out of blue, out of nothing. You just get angry. So the Shiva got all of a sudden got angry. So then Shiva kind of possessed also some kind of like mystical power. As I said, mystical power associated with eye consciousness, mystical power associated with the ear consciousness, then miracle power, remembering 500 life before this, 500 life after that, after this. So that kind of the miracle power of able to read people's thought. They can read what you're thinking, they can read. But that's the probably the best one. So then there's no power of like power of miracle power too. So there's 5 of them listed. So anyway, Shiva, the god Shiva possessed someone. Then he kind of scan why is happening? Why I'm getting angry? His skin realized that evil of son of God is hurting him. Shiva got so angry. Then the moment he discovered the son of God is like kind of like expelling on him, so that he got so angry. Shiva has 3 eyes. The fire come from his 3rd eye, burned that the Garab Onjo son of like evil son of God's body burned. His body has been burned. So then after that, that's one explanation. Then after that, that evil son of God was called the Lord of non-existent physical body, something like that. He has now no physical body because of the Shiva burning out. Sorry, this purely wasted your time. It purely wasted your precious time. So I'm not sure how much that sends to you, but purely probably wasted your time. That is purely wasted your time. What do you say? Huh? That sounds like more like myth. It's in the book, so I'm not sure. Like so I was wondering. Practically, I was wondering sometimes why you get irritated for no really reason. I was wondering there could be some truth. There could be some truth. Maybe there's like some other evil powers trying to interfere with you with your life, and you have no clue.
Yeah.
Could be true. Could be true. Hard to say. Does it more sounds like myth? Yes, but does that really happen? You wonder. You wonder sometimes. Okay. Oh, there's the Mara. There's the last Mara. There's 4 Maras. When you see Shakyamuni Buddha, it's like earth-touching hand gestures that indicate or symbolize overpowering 4 Maras. That's what it means. For the sake of next time, if somebody asks, that's how you explain. Dushi Sijin maybe Chajas means. Chaja is the hand mudra overpowering 4 Maras. That's why I meditate. Then here, meditative positions, holding a bowl, contained with the Amrita or nectar, like that. Okay, so there's something to explain. Sorry, purely wasted your time. Went all the way to Mount Kailash, came back. So Buddhism believes that Mount Kailash is like the Heruka's place, Heruka Charasambhava place. There's but when you go there, probably you don't see. Maybe it all depends on your state of mind. Maybe there are Heruka Charasambhava mandala is maybe located there, maybe not men are able to see, but it's all depends on the level of mind that you go. So that's that. So now that's the power of the 4 evil force. So these are the 4 powerful evil force. Now, when you say the King of Prayer, you have some idea. When you read it, you have some idea other than or no idea. So now here the last one, Sambuchipe Tops. Power of Buddhist deed. This is the power of Buddhist deed. Why it's called power? Because it has power. It possesses some power because that deed is not going to, I say, diminish by anger, jealousy, attachments. No matter anger, how much anger you show, that deed is not going to turn into negative. Bodhisattva deed. This is the power of Bodhisattva deed. No matter what kind of negative attitude or emotion, criticism that you do, that deed is not going to change. That deed is not going to change. From positive, this deed is already from A to Z is positive. There's not going to change into negative because of criticism or jealousy, anger. That deed is not going to change. That's why it's called power of Bodhisattva deed. Last one, it has power. So such as, like, of course, bodhicitta itself. So then sixth perfection, of course. So then four immeasurables, these are all bodhisattva deed. So no matter what you do, this deed is not going to turn into something negative. Our deeds, somebody like says something out of negative mind, our deed do change. Bodhisattva deed will never change, no matter how much. You criticize out of anger, jealousy, attachment, not going to change. So now here, another deed, so I want you to, for the sake of knowledge, so I decided to explain to you. So let me see here. It's called like, because I don't know how to translate in English. Dwe Mubushi, so four means of assembling disciple. Four means of assembling disciples. Is it clear?
Mm-hmm.
You understand?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Four means of assembling disciples.
Gathering.
There's two translations. The first translations, so I don't like. Sorry to say, we all. I'm not free from that. I don't like things. I'm not free from that attitude yet. So first one is called four means of conversion. Conversions. So I don't. The reason I don't like that doesn't shows meaning. It does not show the meaning of the word Dwe Mubushi. Dwe Mubushi is nothing to do with the converting somebody. Converting somebody is nothing to do with converting somebody. So that's why I don't like the first translations. Four means of conversions. If that conversion refers to one religion to another religion, so then absolutely wrong. It's absolutely wrong. So then if that conversion different meanings, then I don't know. But this conversions, so that's what I'm getting. Koa Jimba, first one is called like giving whatever is necessary. These are Bodhisattva deeds. I just want to explain for sake of knowledge. Giving whatever is necessary. So. First one, okay, Koa Jimba. Nyembar Mawas. Speaking pleasantly. Second one. The third one is called helping others. But Lamrim already knows those. So the last one is called consistency between word and deed. Consistency between word and deed. These are called four means of assembling disciples, or four means of gathering disciples. So sometimes I wonder, trust is critical. If a person does not trust you, they're more like they're not going to listen to you. Even though you have some dharma to offer, they're not going to listen to you. But your primary intentions is to help that person the best of the best, which is teaching. Not converting, teaching how to minimize their negative thought and how to increase their positive thought. That is all the Buddha's teachings boil down on that. So that's your primary goal. But when you, then that's why it's called like 4 means of gathering disciple, 4 means of assembling disciple. Or it doesn't have to be disciple, it could be friend, it doesn't have to be disciple, could be friend too, could be friend. So these are just for the sake of knowledge. I just want you to know. Next time you see 4 deeds, then you wonder what are those 4 deeds. So now you know, okay. 6 perfections, bodhicitta, 4 immeasurables. So then 4 deeds, 4 deeds, 4 means of gathering disciples. These are all bodhisattva deeds. Speaking pleasantly. So that's what it's important. It's important. So we just talked last Sunday the way the Buddha approached the king. They're feeding their king. They're so depressed, not just depressed, so depressed. The way the Buddha approached to him. So that's also considered speaking pleasantly, or maybe making someone feel bad. There's nothing positive about it. There's nothing positive. People need to feel good. Make them feel good, even though they did something bad. Make sure they make sure that you lift up from their spirit. Make sure that you lift their spirit up. So maybe if you want to say something, they could hear. Otherwise, because they are so depressed, they can't hear. So it's very true. It's very true. So one of our members from the center, now he's probably passed. He already passed away. So he was depressed. I can't teach him Dharma. I can't teach him meditations. He's very depressed. Like the way he explains, I never experienced. The way he explains like that you feel like that you are in the deep hole that not able to get out. You can't teach. You can't teach. So yeah, so that's interesting. So that's you have to lift up the spirit up a little bit. So where his spirit lift up is like evening sun, seeing the sunset, lift up his spirit. So very interesting. Hard to say. It doesn't meditation doesn't help. Dharma doesn't help. The sunset lift up his spirit. Can you imagine that? You never know. The blessing come in all kind of forms. You never know. Just seeing the sunset lift up his spirit. See the sunset. Anyway, thank you very much. So today I really wasted your time. So, so maybe next Wednesday more covering the book. Okay. Oh yeah. Now it's 10 times over. Okay. Thank you. All of you have a wonderful night and see you next Wednesday. Alhamdulillah, we do the short dedication.
Due to the merits of these virtuous actions, may we quickly attain the state of a Guru Buddha and lead all living beings without exception into that enlightened state. May the supreme jewel bodhicitta that has not arisen arise and grow, and may that which has arisen not diminish, but increase more and more. Just as the brave Manjushri and Samantabhadra too realize things as they are, we too dedicate all these merits in the best way that we may follow their perfect example. Now the long life prayers. First for His Holiness. In the land encircled by snow mountains, you're the source of all happiness and good. All powerful Chen Reisig, Tenzin Gyatso, please remain until samsara ends. And then for Lama Tsongpa Rinpoche. Yeah, Sarah J. Kinsen, one who mastered speech at a very young age, the one with great patience received the name Alatare, the one with great precision who spread the teachings of Lama Tsongkhapa and Bliss and Void, Lama ornament of the yellow hat tradition. Please remain until samsara ends. And for Lama Tsongpa Rinpoche, you uphold the subduer's moral way. We serve as the bountiful bearer of all, sustaining, preserving, and spreading Mandri Nak's victorious doctrine, who masterfully accomplished magnificent prayers honoring the three jewels. Savor myself and other disciples. Please, please live long. Om Tare Tu Re So Ha. 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 Om Tare Tu Re So Ha.
Oh yeah, thank you very much. So you all know this is like month of Sagadawa. Even reciting one single mantra multiplies. Please remember that, okay? Any positive it multiplies. Oh yeah, thank you. Good night.
Thank you, Geshe.
Thank you, Geshe.
Thank you, Geshe. Good
Thank you,
night.
Geshe.
Good
Okay.
night.
Okay.
Please wait